Welcome again to Fearless and Free TV. As I mentioned, episode 1, I'm going to be sharing messages that come through me from spirit, what I call spirit, which is a collection of energies that are from the light. And I call it love streaming because it feels like love that's streaming down through me into my heart and out my fingers, and then I share it forward. And I'm no longer going to be keeping these messages to myself because they are meant for the whole of humanity. Today is March 23rd, 2020. Like the rest of America, I've been stuck inside for the last week, which is why I'm feeling so compelled to share these messages, because humanity needs to know this now more than ever. What's really happening above the scene. So I'm sharing with you now a message that came through me this morning that's meant for all of you. Good morning, dear one. This is Archangel Gabriel, guardian of the light and mouthpiece of God. The virus is a spiritual virus. It is impossible to separate mind, body, heart, and spirit. All energetic diseases manifest as physical form. The virus feeds on fear. Keep your heart light burning bright. Stay connected to spirit. Those who cannot and will not follow light and heart and choose instead to stay in fear and darkness will be plagued and many consumed. This is the role the light workers now came to play. They must play in their commitment to be the light for humanity. If they cannot pull themselves out of fear, all will be lost. They are the placeholders for the loving consciousness to prevail on the planet. It is their role to be the on-field creators of the new love-based reality. They must wake up. They must see the role of the media to drive division into the human heart like a disease itself, weakened by fear. They must be willing to look at the whole picture as an opportunity rather than crisis. This is what they came for. This is the game their souls chose to play. They cannot be the light while they dwell in darkness, and cannot be the embodiment of love while dwelling in fear. The virus is no chooser of men, meaning it does not choose sides. It cares not if you are man or woman, gay or straight, nor the shape of eyes or the shade of skin. It cares not if you are Republican or Democrat, liberal or conservative, or any other number of labels humans have created to divide themselves. It follows vibration, inner resonance, and attaches itself to fear. Yes, there is nothing to fear but fear itself, and fear will be the demise of those who cannot wake up and see the potential found within the disease, the breakthrough after the breakdown. This dis-ease will bring humanity to its knees and remind them of their oneness. Those who do come out, clean, clear, and vibrant, will see the human experience with whole new eyes. Yes, it will get uglier before it gets better, as all major shifts do. Remember, the butterfly doesn't become a butterfly without melting into seemingly nothing, then having to recreate itself into something entirely new. This going inside behind closed doors and staying quiet is akin to the caterpillar going into its cocoon and rebirthing itself in new form. None of it is easy, and transitions are painful. A transition of this magnitude, the whole world affected, will shake humanity awake in its new form. Seeing what you collectively need to let go of, and seeing what it feels like to be free of all of that, and seeing what is not necessary to cling to. As was said to you several months ago, those organizations, corporations, and individuals who only operate through fear and greed will be brought down, and many brought to justice, pulled from their mantles, dismantled and dismembered. And yes, look for many who call themselves stars to be pulled from the sky, and false idols no longer worshipped. This is the great cleansing of humanity, a tidal wave of awakening to a whole new world of possibilities, where human beings care for each other rather than assuming governments will take care of them. Organizations of that magnitude care not for the people, as they become self-propagating organisms driven by greed and self-preservation. That is the purpose of division. It gives people a false sense of freedom, believing they control their destiny. Yet the more control people choose to give their governments, the more people lose their sovereignty. That's what all this is about. The battle between fear and love, freedom and control, good and evil. Good, light, God, love will prevail. It is already written in the stars, and we're all on track. All that remains is humanity holding a vibration high enough to see it through. Ultimately, it is human choice whether to ascend into a new reality or descend into further corruption and eventual oblivion. You choose. You all choose whether to go into the light. You are all in this together as one species, one race, one being. This is why every light worker who knows themselves to be must reach for greater light and free themselves from the matrix of fear created and propagated by the media fearmongers and their greedy purveyors who own and control them. Greed, lust, and hatred are the most damaging emotions and aspects of fear. They burn out the human heart and blind the mind, making it nearly impossible to see the light and to feel the depths of love. This I say to you, dear one, and to the dear ones you share this with. You must all wake up to the greater picture of what is possible, and remember that light can work wonders under the cover of darkness. Just as the butterfly emerges from its dark cocoon in its magnitude of beauty, so can you, when enough of you see it and choose it for yourselves. So be it. There you have it, a taste of some of the messages that I get from Spirit. There's so much darkness and chaos happening on our planet right now, and so many people are so afraid of what's happening outside, and I just want you to know that as terrible and dark as it looks, from Spirit's perspective, there's a whole other side to the story that's happening here. And under the cover of darkness, light can come in and help us fix our collective issues. And it's up to us. It's up to every one of us. It's up to us as workers in the light to remember to be the light. So many of the people I know who call themselves light workers have themselves entrenched in fear and divisiveness and anger and resentment, not even understanding that they are actually feeding the virus exactly what it's looking for. They're feeding the darkness exactly what it needs to keep growing. So if we're going to be the light and bring light to the planet, we've got to get our minds out of the gutter and back onto the light, out of fear and back into love, and remember who we are, who we came here to be. Because light is so much more powerful than darkness, and love is so much more powerful than fear. It doesn't need the whole planet, it just needs a small army of light workers who remember who they are. Remember. Remember who you are. Be the light. Be the love, and see for yourself the whole story that's happening instead of just the one that you are being fed. I love you all. I wish you all well. And in the next episode, I'll bring you another message very similar to the one I just gave to you, because love is on our side, spirit is on our side, and we will win this when enough of us remember who we are.